Hi, fifth graders. Welcome to Stretching and Shrinking. We are going to start lesson 1.1. It is called Solving a Mystery: An Introduction to Similarity. One note, I did not bring home the digital copies of the student book. I was able to find something online, but just heads up, it looks a little different than yours. Nothing to worry about, but it just isn't as pleasing to the eye, but it says the same stuff. So in the beginning here, we have the first page. This is usually page 2. It's that looking ahead where we talk about what kinds of questions we're going to have in this unit. So here they are. The map is a scale drawing of a place it represents. You can use a map to find actual distances to any place in the world. How can you estimate the distance from Cape Town, South Africa to Port Elizabeth, South Africa? Suppose that you want to find the width of a river that is too wide to measure directly. How can you use similar triangles to find the distance of the river? And here is a picture of Duke, a real dog. If you know the scale factor between Duke and the picture, how can you determine how long Duke is from his nose to his tail? These are the types of questions you'll be able to answer once we go through this book. And then we recognize this, right? You probably use the word similar in everyday conversation. For example, you might say that one song sounds similar to another song. You may also say that your friend's bike is similar to yours. In many cases, you use the word similar to describe objects and images that are the same shape but not the same size. A floor plan of a house has the same shape as the actual house, but it is much smaller. The images on a movie screen are the same shape as the real people and the objects they depict, but they are much larger. You can order your school portrait in a variety of sizes, but your face will have the same shape in every photo. In this unit, we will learn what it means for two shapes to be mathematically similar. The ideas you learn can help you answer questions like those on the previous page. So I'm guessing they put this picture up here because it is similar to a spoon and cherry, but much larger. So we're going to do investigation 1. Investigation 1 is on enlarging and reducing shapes. In this investigation, you will make scale drawings of figures. Your scale drawings will have the same shape as the original figure, but may be larger or smaller. These drawings will help you explore how some properties of a shape change when the shape is enlarged or reduced. So I'm going to try here to play the launch video, and I'm hoping it's going to work. It looks like it might. So I'm going to play this launch video for you really quickly. I'm going to grab myself something while you watch.
So I'm really excited about the contest.
What contest is that?
Oh, I thought you'd heard. Well, every day for a week, a teacher will spend a few minutes in disguise and show up at different places around the school. Then, for $1, you can guess who the mystery teacher is. The first person to guess correctly wins a prize.
That sounds like a perfect challenge for the Mystery Club.
That's exactly what I thought. And this is the first morning of the contest. Hey guys!
You're late.
And we need to start searching for the mystery teacher. Don't worry, I already have the first clue. Check out what I captured on my phone.
Fantastic catch. You got a picture of the mystery teacher. I see clues already.
Absolutely! This information eliminates a lot of teachers. How can we use this photo to figure out who the mystery teacher is?
Okay, so that is what we're going to do in our first lesson here. We're going to learn about how you could use a photograph to find information. So the Mystery Club at PI Middle School meets monthly. Members watch videos, discuss novels, play whodunit games, and talk about real-life mysteries. One day, a member announces that the school is having a contest. A teacher in disguise will appear for a few minutes at school each day for a week. Any student can pay $1 for a guess at the identity of the mystery teacher. The student who's with the first correct guess wins a prize. The Mystery Club decides to enter the contest together. Each member brings his camera to school in hopes of getting a picture of the mystery teacher. One of Daphne's photos looks like the picture below. Daphne has a copy of the PI Monthly magazine shown in the picture. The PI Monthly magazine is 10 inches high. She thinks she can use the magazine and the picture to estimate the teacher's height. So, how might she do that if she has that magazine in real life and knows that it's 10 inches? She could maybe see how big it is in the picture and use that to estimate the teacher's height, right? How many of these, I can't measure it right here on the screen, but let's say it's an inch, right? If she were to count how many inches tall the teacher was and multiply by 10, she might be able to figure out about how tall the teacher is. So there are 3 rows of magazines. Each row is about 10 inches. The teacher is between 5 and 6 magazines tall. So again, they're saying 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? If they're counting like this is about the same as those magazines, maybe. And if the magazine is 10 inches, that would mean that the teacher would be between 50 and 60 inches tall. Michelle, Daphne, and Mukesh are the officers of the Mystery Club. Mukesh designs this flyer to attract new members. Daphne wants to make a large poster to publicize the next meeting. She wants to redraw the club's logo, Super Sleuth. Somebody and somebody, I can't see underneath there, show her a clever way to enlarge the figure by using rubber bands. So this is what you're going to do, and this is what I got up to get, is you will need, if you have, 2 rubber bands about the same length. So if you have 2 rubber bands at home, if you don't, you could also maybe try hair binders. That might work. You're going to make a 2-band stretcher by tying the ends of 2 identical rubber bands together. The bands that are about 3 inches long work well. Again, we can't be picky, so we'll try our best to find them. If you don't have one, you might have to just sort of make up the answers to this one, and we can talk about that at our next meeting. So you take the sheet with the figure you want to enlarge and tape it to your desk. Next to it, tape a blank sheet of paper. You could use line paper. If you are right-handed, put the blank sheet on the right. If you are left-handed, put the sheet on the left. And I'll show you that diagram down here in a minute in a larger space. With your finger, hold down one end of the rubber band stretcher on point P. Point P is called the anchor point. It must stay in the same spot. Put a pencil at the other end of the stretcher. Stretch the rubber bands with the pencil until the knot is on the outline of your picture. Keep the rubber bands taut, which means stretched. Move your pencil to guide the knot around the picture. Your pencil will draw a copy of the picture. The new picture is called the image of the original. It is also a scale drawing of the original. So again, you have this in your book, or you could pause the video. I'm going to go to the next page here and show you the bigger drawing here. So the 2-band stretcher, you essentially are just going to loop 2 bands together and pull, right? So that you end up with a knot in the middle. Okay, so again, I have 2 bands and I just kind of put them, I put the one inside the other, right? I put the one inside the other. Oh my gosh. And then this is going to be really hard to describe on camera, huh? And then you have to pull, hang on a second here. You have to like loop the one over the other. So what I did was I laid them down on top of each other, right? And then if I take the under one and oh my gosh, you guys, you always get the best videos out of Mrs. Plash, don't you? So I basically had to take the under one and loop that other thing through it. Did you see how I did that? and then I get my rubber band stretcher. So you're going to take and put one part of the rubber band stretcher on the anchor point and put your pencil in the other side and stretch it so that the knot is on the thing you want to draw. And then as you move your pencil around, it will make a bigger drawing. Just try your best. It really won't be a fancy, pretty drawing, I promise. It's just fine. So there are 2 documents in the folder. I'll show you those in a minute, where if you're left-handed or right-handed, you use a different document. And so if you don't have a printer, this might be hard, but you could draw your own figure and try to expand. Just do your best. So use the rubber band method to enlarge the figure of the Mystery Club's flyer. Draw the figure as carefully as you can so you can compare the size and the shape of the image to the size and the shape of the original. So in A, they want you to describe how the original and the image are alike and how they are different. So they listed 5 things. I want you to name how each one was different, right? So the general shape, the lengths of the lines, the areas and the perimeters, the angles, and the distance from the corresponding points to P. So how are each of those things alike and different? Maybe you list the actual angles, or maybe you say the angles look the same or the angles look bigger, whatever it is. B says use your rubber band stretcher to enlarge another simple figure, such as a circle or a square. So you draw your own, then use the rubber band stretcher and see how they are the same or different. Compare the general shapes, lengths, areas, perimeters, and angles. So I think they're wanting you here to see, is the rubber band stretcher making it making it different in the same way? B2 said, would your comparisons in part 1 change if the location of P were changed? So if you made P closer, how would it change it? If you made P farther away, would it change it? Why or why not? Question C says, the original figure and its image are similar figures. So the original is the original, the image is the thing you made. What do you think similar means in mathematical terms? What do you think similar means? What things are the same about these figures and what things are different? Okay, so remember in the beginning of the unit, we have a lot of new information. Things might seem confusing, but it all starts to come together as we continue. So our homework for today is problems 1 and 2 and 8 through 11. And that is your work for today. I'm going to minimize this and go back to our Schoology page. Here is where the left-handed page and the right-handed page are for those of you that would like that. Here is an extra video on similar figures, and here are the IXL links. I haven't posted here yet. Maybe I'll just do it right now. Your peek at the week. Oh no, I'll just show it to you this way then. Your peek at the week will be posted inside your folder, and I just want to go through that really quickly so you can see and understand the expectations. So today is Tuesday. You watched the lesson video. We have the ACE problems. Tomorrow is lesson 1.2. You have some ACE problems. We have a Google Meet where you can ask questions, or we can go over how 1.1 went. For those of you that don't have rubber bands or printer paper, maybe you can see, some people could bring theirs and show. Thursday is the Investigation 1 review. I have listed 4 IXLs here for you to do. In addition to that, remember Friday is no new work, so it is to complete any unfinished work from the week. You could include ACE and IXL from that. So if maybe the Investigation 1 review takes you longer, you could save those IXLs and do it. Same with 1.1. If you're finding that, or 1.2, one of the lessons is taking you a while, you can save your ACE for Friday. I do want you to do the ACE because I think it is important. And then the last thing says, if you're finished with everything, you could work on a logic puzzle that I'll post on the main Schoology page so that you do have something to do for math every day. All right, so I'm going to leave you with that. I hope that everybody had a lovely weekend and the Moving Straight Ahead test went well, and I look forward to seeing you again soon.